So we're going to be doing something a little bit different this week, and we'll be returning to our normal road trip videos next week. But right now we're about to embark on a 5-night Disney cruise down to Mexico. So we'll take a look at what it's like to cruise in 2022, and also take a look around the Disney Wonder and see what it's like to be on a Disney cruise. So thanks for joining us, and let's go. We arrived at the port in the early afternoon on a cloudy and somewhat chilly day in San Diego, and boarded our home for the next 5 nights, the Disney Wonder. So here's a tour of our room on the ship. I'm in the entryway right now. We have a toilet room. Pretty standard, just a toilet in here, sink, mirror. Next to it is the shower room. So the shower and the toilet are separate. It's nice that we do have 2 sinks here. There's a closet. Pretty standard. It's where life vests are kept. Plenty of closet space. Some drawers. Here is the bed, and I'm sorry that I'm a little close to everything. The room isn't that big, so you only have so much space on it. Now, we've been on a Disney cruise before, so we're considered silver, so there were some welcome gifts. We have some lanyards and a little backpack. Across from the bed, we have some dressers, a little bit of artwork from Pirates of the Caribbean, which is pretty cool, or Pirates of the Caribbean, depending on how you say it. So here's the bed. Here's the couch. The couch also turns into a bed, so at night they come and they make up the couch into a bed as well. And we have a curtain that kind of separates the couch area from the bed area. A TV. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to be showing on TV. I think a lot of Disney movies. There's a camera from the front of the ship, but we'll take a look at it later. The desk. Little coffee table here. And then there is a balcony here, which, let's see if we can get this thing opened. And here's the balcony area. We're still in port, and Holland America has a ship in port as well. And so here is another look at the room. So first things first, we've taken cruises before, but this is the first time we've taken a cruise post-COVID, and there's a few differences. Everybody had to show proof of vaccination to get on the ship, and also right before we boarded, we did have to take a COVID test and have a negative result before they let you on the ship. There is no mask wearing being enforced or anything like that on the ship, though. I think that ended a few weeks ago, so we don't have to deal with masks all the time. But we did have to take a negative COVID test, and we did have to be vaccinated in order to take the cruise. All right, we're on our way, heading to Mexico. For dinners on the cruise, you rotate between 3 different restaurants, and our assigned restaurant for our first night was Animator's Palate. The restaurant has an art theme with the pillars designed to look like paintbrushes and sketches of Disney characters covering the walls. It's really colorful in there, and the food was absolutely delicious. So as I mentioned, we're on a 5-night cruise, and day 1, we're going from San Diego down to Mexico. We're going to be in Cabo San Lucas in 2 days, and day 1 is usually just walking around the ship and trying to get the lay of the land, if you will. So let's walk around the ship and see what all it has to offer. The centerpiece of the Disney Wonder is the atrium. This is the first thing most people see on the ship, as it is where you board. Guest services is located here, as well as the entrance to one of the ship's main restaurants, Tritons. There is a statue of the Little Mermaid at the entrance to the steps, and a chandelier on the ceiling. The atrium is also where you will often run into Disney characters. From the atrium, you can also get to the more adult areas of the ship. The Crown and Fin Pub, the Cadillac Lounge, and Azure. Azure has a stage, and is more of an entertainment venue, while the Crown and Fin and the Cadillac Lounge are more traditional pubs. The Walt Disney Theater is the ship's large event venue where stuff like big musical productions take place. Next to the Walt Disney Theater are the ship's gift shops. The ship also has a movie theater, the Buena Vista Theater, that shows newer release Disney movies. The Oceaneers Club is a large kids club on the ship for elementary school age kids. Only kids can enter except during an open house, so I wasn't able to get any footage of the inside, but it's pretty cool. They even have stuff like props from Marvel movies. The ship also had clubs for tweens and teens. There is also a large screen over one of the pools that is constantly showing movies, kind of giving off a drive-in movie vibe. Though, I guess because it's a pool, it's actually a dive-in movie. And during our first night exploration of the ship, we found karaoke, which became a nightly thing. So we came back to our room after dinner, and we have a penguin waiting for us. And they made up the bed, so this is what it looks like with the bunk bed. And they also had the option of turning the couch itself into a bed, but we went with the upper bunk. So it's day 2 on the cruise, which is a sea day. Usually a sea day is a pretty good day to lounge around the pool, relax, catch up on some reading, see a show. As you can see from the weather behind me, it's probably not lounge around the pool weather, but we'll still try to relax as much as possible and get ready for Cabo San Lucas tomorrow and just kind of explore the ship some more and see what there is to do. For those wondering, we were told there's about 1,900 people on the ship, or 1,900 guests on the ship. It holds about 2,400, so not completely full, but still pretty full. For breakfast, we headed to Cabanas, which is the ship's buffet. The buffet had pretty much anything you'd want from a Western-style breakfast, aside from maybe an omelet bar, but there was just so much food available. No one should ever go hungry on a cruise ship. After breakfast, we went and took a look at the ship's pools, but it was still pretty cloudy and quite chilly, so we decided just to head back to the room and relax a little bit. We did a little bit of exploring and a lot of relaxing this morning. As a matter of fact, I just woke up from a nap, and now we're gonna head to the buffet again and grab some lunch. Like I said before, you can never go hungry on a cruise ship. If we thought there was a lot of food at the breakfast buffet, the lunch buffet was just absolutely out of control with how much food there was. Overall, we thought the food at the buffets was pretty good. I mean, there was some stuff we didn't like, but it was a buffet, so if we didn't like it, there was always something else we can grab instead. Something that we thought was pretty cool on the cruise was the amount of art that they had throughout the ship. There was different art on every floor at every stairwell. So we just came back from lunch, and the room has been made up, and our son's bed has been made up with a Marvel theme. And this is really cool. We came back and this was in our room. It says Pixie Dusted by 5624. So room 5624. Slip this under our door, I guess. So if you're in room 5624, thank you very much. But we opened it up and we had Baby Yoda under there. So thank you, room 5624, for pixie dusting us. I didn't even know that was a thing, but pretty cool to find. So the clouds went away, the sun came out, we got blue skies above us. So I guess we're gonna be hitting the pool today after all. Around the pool deck, there are a number of different places to grab a bite to eat as well. There is Pinocchio's Pizza, Daisy's Delights, that serves things such as salads and sandwiches, Boiler Bites, where you can get hot dogs and hamburgers, Ice Cream, and Sully's Sips. All the food on the ship is included with the price of the cruise, but drinks, other than the stuff you'd get at a soda fountain, were an additional cost. So the way the restaurants work on the cruise is there are 3 different restaurants and you rotate between them. Last night we were at Animator's Palate, tonight we are at Tianna's place. And it's pretty cool because you get a different atmosphere every night for dinner. Tianna's place is based on the Disney movie Princess and the Frog and had a New Orleans feel to it. Dinner there included live music and a parade with the staff. Like every other night, the food was amazing too. After dinner, it was back to karaoke. I have to give the staff a ton of credit for putting up with so much bad singing. Okay, so it's early morning on day 3, and today we are going ashore in Cabo San Lucas. At Cabo San Lucas, the port isn't deep enough for cruise ships to dock, so you need to take a tender boat from the ship to shore. The ride took about 10 minutes in total, and I thought it was pretty fun, though some people didn't like it quite as much. In Cabo San Lucas, we took one of the ship's shore excursions, which included a harbor cruise and a city tour. The harbor cruise was the real highlight, as they take you to Land's End, the very tip of Baja California, and we got the chance to see a couple of humpback whales. After the harbor cruise ended, we boarded a bus and were taken to a glass factory, where we got to see a demonstration on a glass dolphin being made. It was pretty cool to see some of the amazing artwork they've made at this glass factory. After the glass factory, we were taken to our second and final stop on the tour, a viewpoint that overlooks the city and the harbor. After the tour ended, we ate lunch in Cabo San Lucas and explored the area right around the port, where we saw a sea lion that was probably way too used to people. Then it was time to get back on the tender and head back to the ship. So we've made it back from our shore excursion in Cabo San Lucas, and now we're going to get ready for dinner. Tonight is pirate night. We're going to be going to Tianna's place again, which is the same restaurant we ate last night, but this time apparently there's going to be a pirate theme. Now, funny enough, the ship behind me is the same ship that was docked next to us in San Diego, so I guess it's kind of on the same path that we're on, though I was told that it is going to be going into the Sea of Cortez next, while we are going to turn around and start heading back up the coast, back towards San Diego with a stop in Ensenada. So we're at dinner and we're at the same restaurant we were at last night, but tonight is pirate night. Some people really get into it, but I'm just gonna wear my normal dinner attire tonight. And here are some other pirates with us. All right, we're heading back to the room after pirate night. After our pirate dinner, we took some pirate photos. Some of the characters were dressed up like pirates, like Mickey Mouse. And then we went to see a magician. It was pretty good. Couldn't get any footage in there because they don't allow for it. But we're back at our room. Let's check out, see what kind of animal we have waiting for us tonight. Looks like we have some gold coins on our bed, keeping with the pirate theme of the evening. And we have a towel monkey. Pretty cool. So tonight they're gonna have fireworks on the upper deck, so we're gonna go check those out. Hopefully we get some footage of it. I'm not sure how well it'll come out on the camera, but we'll try. And then tomorrow is another sea day. The fireworks were pretty cool, but the show only lasted about 5 to 10 minutes. I think last time we were on a Disney cruise, the fireworks show was a lot more impressive. It's day 4, which is another sea day. It should be a pretty relaxing day, much like the first sea day that we had. Tonight we're going to be eating at Tritons, which is the third of the 3 restaurants here on the ship, so we'll take a look at Tritons. But other than that, yeah, it should be just a relaxing day here at sea.
So as we were walking around earlier, I spotted something in the corner of my eye by the stairs, and I picked it up, and at first I thought, oh no, a little kid lost their toy. But then upon further inspection, I found out that this is actually a cruising duck. It's just a regular rubber ducky, looks like Ariel from The Little Mermaid, and it has a tag attached to it. And on the tag it says, "Congratulations, you found a cruising duck. Take or hide, you decide." And it has all the details of the cruise that we're on, along with the cabins that sent this little duck on its adventure. And this is not something that the cruise line does itself. This is something that the passengers take it upon themselves to just add a little extra magic to everybody's experience. And there's also some Facebook details, Facebook page Disney Cruising Ducks. So this is where this little Ariel came from. And so now we're going to go out and find a place to hide our Ariel cruising duck, and so another adventurer can find her. Okay, so I think I found the perfect spot to hide our Ariel duck. So. Okay, gonna be found in no time.
The third of the ship's 3 main restaurants was Tritons, which is themed after The Little Mermaid. It's kind of weird looking at a giant mural of The Little Mermaid and her friends while eating seafood, but it was delicious. Every dinner on the Disney Wonder consists of 4 courses, and you get to select what you want for each course from a list. Some nights it was really hard to choose. After dinner, to help burn off some of the calories from all the food we just ate, there was a character dance party on the pool deck. Alright, we're back in our room after dinner and the character dance party, and it looks like we have a kangaroo waiting for us tonight. So it's day 5 and we're in Ensenada, Mexico. Now we've been to Ensenada before, and Ensenada is really not that far from San Diego where we live. So today we're just going to stay on the ship, see what it's like with a little bit less people as people get off and explore Ensenada, and kind of just have a relaxing day on the ship, our very last day, our last full day on the ship, and kind of try to have as much fun as possible. While we were in port in Ensenada, we pretty much just lounged around. We did try to learn how to play shuffleboard and spent some more time at the pool. It seemed like quite a few people had the same idea we did about staying on the ship though. For our last night's dinner on the ship, we were back at Animator's Palate. This time it was different, as dinner included a show with some of the paintings coming to life and an appearance by Mickey Mouse from Sorcerer's Apprentice. We just had our last dinner on the cruise, which included a fun little show, and right now the ship is heading up the coast back to San Diego. We should actually be in San Diego when we wake up in the morning. We have to have our luggage outside our room tonight so they can pick it up. And for all intents and purposes, tonight is the last real night of the cruise. There is breakfast on the cruise tomorrow morning, but tonight's the last real night of the cruise before we return to the real world tomorrow morning. So tonight we're gonna go see a show and maybe do some karaoke, and that's it. Our cruise is at an end. So we woke up this morning and we're back in San Diego. Now normally I like to take the kind of trips where we get to drive ourselves, but as much as I tried, they wouldn't let me drive the ship, something about international maritime laws or something. Who knows? But we had a fantastic time. Now this was a family trip, so my parents were on board, my sister, my nephew, and everyone had a great time. The cast and crew of the ship were fantastic. They were so nice. They catered to your every whim. As I mentioned before, there's so much food, you will never go hungry on a cruise ship. I mean, I'm gonna have to work out for 2 weeks to make up for the 1 week we were here on the ship. Maybe 3 weeks. I'm still full. You know, I don't think I can eat again for a week. The whole experience was just fantastic. This is our second time on a Disney cruise, and it was just as good as the first time. The whole experience is amazing. If you ever get a chance to go on a Disney cruise, I definitely recommend taking it. It is great. If you have any questions about it, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next week.